Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast. Each week, your host, Casey Hasten, Director of Recruiting at VIP, will bring you valuable insights from thought leaders, introduce you to incredible companies, and bring you tips for landing your dream job from our team of executive recruiters at VIP. And now, Casey Hasten.
Welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Pump the brakes.
Wait, we are...
Where are we?
VIP.
We are VIP.
What is going on here?
We're going up in the world.
This is my show, guys.
Oh, hey, Casey, what's going on?
Casey, can I be on your show?
You can absolutely
Okay.
be on my show. I'm going to welcome our guests real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast, a podcast devoted to adding value to your career or candidate search, brought to you by VIP. I'm your host, Casey Hasten, Executive Recruiter, Director of Recruiting with VIP, and all-around hiring guru. Today, I've got some amazing guests with me. I was actually in their studio yesterday. Actually, we were remote from the start.
Yeah.
It was very cool. Welcome, Foster,
like
Trevor, and Mark. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to let you guys, normally I would do a little bit more of an introduction, but you kind of already introduced yourself. So why don't you kind of tell me just a little bit about the podcast that I was on yesterday with you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, the Who You Know Job Networking Show, because what you know is important, but...
Who you know can make all the difference in your job search. So we have the show in place as a resource for the career transition market, not only here in DFW, but
all over
nationwide, all over the world. We've had listeners in other countries, but really right now, there's a lot of, I guess, need out there just here in the DFW area. And Foster, you can correct me on this.
Lot of activity
100,
here.
120,000 job seekers.
Maybe even more than that, we don't know.
At any given point in time. So,
Well, we originally started the show because here in DFW, there's a ton of resources. Okay, you can go to Foster's site, search for you, inc.com.
Right.
CareerDFW.org is another great place. There's a lot of resources. And so when we first started, it was about connecting all the resources because they're all kind of siloed off. They don't really work together.
Gotcha.
And so we created the podcast to bring on those different resources that were out there, to interview them, to ask them, hey, what is, the pit crew? What is, all these different groups, and to kind of bring them all together on our show.
So one of the things that I think is so great about these resources that you've joined together, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're all free.
Yes, most of them,
Absolutely.
99%.
That's amazing.
We call it free 99.
Free 99.
Free 99. I got that on me today. Look, check it out. I got that
That's
on
a
me
free
today. Free 99. I got that on me.
got that on us.
Yeah.
So tell me, so a few things that I love, because I'm a recruiter, so I deal with people mostly that have jobs that are wanting to make a change, but I do deal with those that are in transition. And you guys offer a lot of, services that most people I paid for in my career search. So can you tell me just hit the highlights on some of those services that you offer to those candidates?
Yeah, for sure. So, really one of the major things that we do outside of the show is a large event, and we have that quarterly. It's called Career Search at CityWorks.
Yeah.
And we had been at TalentNet Live, which is Craig Fisher. It's his organization. It's a forum for recruiters and hiring managers to come together. And we had already been working in the career transition space, and those folks were saying, we can't get engagement from recruiters and hiring managers. And on the other side, we went to this forum, and the recruiters there were saying, we can't find highly qualified candidates, qualified candidates. And everybody's going like this, and no, they're just not connecting.
There's no net weaving.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's what Career Search
that
at
word.
CityWorks is an open networking event where we have recruiters, hiring managers, job seekers, companies, and we also do our show live
we host it.
from that event as well.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I know I was supposed to go to the next one, and it ended up not working out. What's the date on the next one?
September 18th. You got to make sure you're there. Career
Wednesday.
Search at CityWorks. You can catch it. There's a lot of different ways to register. We'll put the link somewhere around here. I don't know. We'll put it up, down, forward, backwards.
We'll figure out.
Yeah,
Let them know.
we'll get you the link, but you need to register to come out September 18th. It's an awesome event.
Awesome.
And it's in Jerry's World.
You can't beat
That's
that.
right. At the
Everything
start.
we do is in Jerry's World.
I know.
We have a
Frisco.
workshop there. We do a lot of resources right there in Jerry's world.
I think
Yes.
it's really impressive that after your Monday class, here's a great reason to go to this class. You get to go up to the Cowboy Club.
Yeah.
Very
that's,
nice.
That's the
Snazzy.
workshop. So that's the next piece. So we have a weekly workshop, the Who You Know Career Transition Workshop. It's every Monday from 1 to 5 p.m.
Yep.
And yes, you are correct. It does end up in the Cowboys Club at the end for some open networking there. And that workshop is really designed to help people get themselves out of the black hole. There's a lot.
Tell our listeners what the black hole is. Not everybody
Okay.
knows.
So the black hole is when you submit your application online, okay, and you don't really hear anything back. Your resume just goes into cyberspace, and you may be even getting a automatic rejection email that says, "Hey, thanks, we're in receipt of your application. Thanks, but no thanks. We've already decided to go on another route." And you spent maybe 30 minutes to an hour uploading and filling out the application, and literally as soon as you hit submit, about 5 minutes later, bing, you get a rejection.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, did a human being actually look at that?
Nope.
And the answer is no. There's a computer, and it's looking at your keywords and scrubbing everything. And if you're battling a computer system, and so that's the challenge that we help the job seekers in our workshop. We help them get out of that black hole, get their information looked at by human being face to face.
Most of the resources that are out there are centric around the tactical or more technical aspects of the job search, like your resumes, your LinkedIn. Maybe it's a little bit about soft skills and networking, but most of that, searching for jobs, using the right tools to search for jobs, all of those are still necessary. They're still vital, but much of that is dependent upon somebody actually getting that information or seeing you, or you getting yourself out of the black hole and in front of somebody.
So let's talk about some ways we can do that. And one thing that do you guys know, between the three of you, how many followers you have on LinkedIn? Total?
On LinkedIn?
Total.
Oh, total
Between the three.
Oh, dear Lord, probably over 30,000?
It's over 35,000.
Over 35,000.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah,
35,000.
he
count
counts
mine.
LinkedIn.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Well, this is the job father right here.
Yeah,
The
this
job
is the job
father.
father.
Yeah.
Yes.
Job father right here.
The
You
job father.
guys call me a lot of stuff.
I call you friend.
Yes.
Yes.
Casey and I are both talent acquisition. We used to be personnel. Well, Casey's not been in it that long. But we used to be personnel. Then we became recruiters. Now we're talent acquisition executives.
Love it.
Absolutely. So, Trevor, what role do you think LinkedIn and other social media plays with people in transition?
Oh, it's massive. So I actually did a video on this. You can catch it on my LinkedIn stream today. I did a video on our conversation yesterday about
Which
how,
went rogue.
how do you get the recruiter's attention?
Yes.
How do you get them to respond? Because here's what job seekers are doing. They're going directly at the inbox.
Yep.
Okay? I find a recruiter on LinkedIn, and I immediately connect and immediately send them a message.
Yep.
Right? That's the wrong approach. Because guess what? Everyone else is doing that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your inbox is probably full.
It's about to explode.
Yeah, about to explode, right?
Yeah.
So the best approach would be to go to comment, like, and share their content, right? To go figure out what do they actually like, what are they sharing, what are they commenting on, and go engage with them on that information. So I could have a conversation with you there. It's kind of like the back door. Don't go through the front door. Go through the back door. We can start a conversation there on your posts. Because what I find a lot of times is you'll be posting information on LinkedIn,
Right.
but you won't get a whole lot of likes. You won't get a whole lot of comments. You won't get a whole lot of that stuff. So go show them some love, literally.
And stand out.
Literally, you could give them the heart.
Or that's my favorite. I like applause. Yeah.
And then that way you can get a conversation started from there. Then you take it to the invitation. Then you take it to the inbox. But it's a step by step. Like, you don't just go.
You kind of date them.
You do.
You
Yeah,
got to
that's
date
like
them
dating.
and get to know them.
Yep.
The job search is exactly like dating, and same with networking, right? Like, we talk about that in the workshop. Sometimes I'll bring that up where, like, guys, you guys are dating, right?
Yeah.
You guys are in the job search. It's just like dating. You wouldn't go on that blind date and just verbally vomit on your date, right?
Or just try to kiss them as soon as you meet them.
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go into and drop your baggage on them like, oh, I've been married 3 times and have 8 kids and I'm $80,000.
Okay, I would want to know that up front.
Maybe, but see, that's just it. Like you wouldn't, if you were presenting yourself, you wouldn't go into that. But some people, they just go too hard, too fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's my resume, and here's what I can do. And
That's when
I'm the
it's
perfect
about
fit for this
them,
job.
and it's not about the company that's trying to hire. We're there to.
Right.
If Casey has an opening in her company, it's about Casey.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to say that after yesterday, we ended up going 45 minutes over.
Over,
on
yeah.
the.
It was a marathon.
It was.
It was
And-
awesome.
It was awesome, though.
But I had many of the people that were online with us live reach out to me. Now, going back to who you know,
Yeah.
I answered every single one of those people because.
Wow.
Because
Because-
did they tell you why?
Yes,
crap?
they all of them said who you know in
No
the.
wonder you were yawning.
Bingo.
Well, that night I had to get up super early. Yeah, but it makes a difference, because we had that interaction, and I recognized some of the names from the comments, and then, and I was definitely going to respond to them. So,
That is awesome.
and then of course, as y'all know, the young lady that we had on there,
Allie, yeah.
Yes.
her and I are in talks.
Good.
See what
Nice.
happens there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited about her.
I hope y'all make that connection and make it happen.
I hope
we've
so,
That
too.
seems to be happening quite a bit on
Yeah.
the radio show. People are being picked up for jobs quite a bit off the show.
Yeah,
That's-
we're bringing people literally onto the show, and 2 people literally get together, have a conversation, and
but
boom,
that's the
magic.
beauty
Getting
of your
together.
show.
Yeah.
Yes.
The job networking, and that's the beauty of what you guys do. And I just want to let everybody know this is not something that somebody else is funding. This is something you guys are funding out of the generosity of your heart. Am I correct?
correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of give back.
It's our way to be able to make an impact in the community. We've been blessed in our careers. We're financial services professionals by trade, but we found that there was a need for people to be able to, be introduced, to have networks leveraged for them. And the light bulb clicked on. We were like, that's kind of what we do. Part of our unwritten job description. Can we leverage the people that we know to help get others landed? So
15 years of that for me now at the Career Search Network.
Yeah,
Searchforyouinc.com.
Foster really helped.
Yeah.
Foster really helped facilitate that.
Yeah. Thank you, Foster.
And, kind of
Job father.
The job file.
Hey,
Hashtag.
I need help.
Job
We've got the network is too big, and we need as much help as we can get into.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm kind of expanding that because I've sent several people over there.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. The more the merrier.
Foster, I want to ask you a question real
Okay.
quick. You this week you shared a post about keeping your head up.
Right.
About those people that
Right.
were, for whatever reason, are in transition now. What advice would you give to them, the people that are getting desperate? Because that comes across in interviews.
Oh yeah, easily.
What advice
Yeah.
would you give them to be confident when they go on that next interview?
Well, talk about the thing that you know about. If you have an interview with a company, they're going to be talking to you because they saw something in your resume that relates to what they're looking for. So you go in and you talk about not only the function of what it is that you'd like to do for the company because you saw that they had that need, but maybe talk about your progression up through your career that made you such a subject matter expert for that very thing that we're talking about.
Gotcha. I would like to add something to that real quick because
Yeah.
I'm like on this whole journey right now. But I think it is so important that you get your mindset right.
Perfect.
And I think that the best way to do that is to
Yeah.
wake up and list everything you're grateful for.
Ah, I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Remember that you're out of a job.
Yeah.
It wasn't any fault of your own. It wasn't because you didn't perform well or
Right.
anything. Somebody, usually in most cases, somebody made a decision outside of asking us about it. Somebody made a decision, and a financial decision was made in the company that lopped a lot of people off.
Yeah. One of the things that I think is super important is, like you said, list what you're thankful for. Start your day off maybe with a prayer. Go to the man who made you, right?
Definitely,
Tell
yeah.
him, what you're thankful for because, the job is just a part of it, but, we also have our family and our health and all the other things that we're grateful for. And start your day off right. Get up early, right? I wake up at 4:45 in the morning every morning.
Yeah.
I thought I got up early.
And
I woke up at 4:30 this morning. Actually.
But what do? Do I just sit there? No.
What is your miracle morning?
I get out the Bible, start reading it, Maybe do a prayer journal, right? Write the things you're thankful for down.
You have to write it down.
Because guess what? I've done this on and off throughout my life, and you go back and you look at some of those prayers, and you go, man, he answered them. Mm-hmm. Holy smokes. Like, he answered those prayers, but if you don't write them down, you almost forget that you asked in the first place.
I think another thing that is important is not going to bed, right? Not ending your day on a negative note. Because, look, you can start the day out great, and life will throw its worst at you, right?
Right.
And especially if you're in the job search, you go throughout your job search activities throughout the day, and at the end of the day, you can just be beat down. So one of the things, actually, my old CEO in my IT sales job used to do this with his little girls, but what was the best part of your day today? Right?
I love that.
And end that in the day, sharing that, or maybe writing it down.
Yeah.
But just reflecting and being thankful for everything that you have, and not the things that you don't have or that were negative that day.
I'm going to say something real
Go
quick.
ahead. Yeah.
I want to say, so this just reminds me of a Napoleon Hill quote that is, whatever the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. Mm-hmm. But he goes further than that. That may not have been Napoleon Hill. Anyway, it's out there. Napoleon Hill did say on mindset that your mind's going to target whatever you're thinking about. So if all you're thinking about are negative thoughts and how bad and how much it stinks that you don't have a job,
your focus is your reality.
You're going to go that direction. So you need to be grateful. And I used to say bookend your day with gratitude, morning and evening. Yeah. And if you do that, you can't help but have a positive attitude.
Well, you can focus on two things, okay? The problem or the solution.
Exactly.
Which one are you focusing on?
Exactly.
If you're only focusing on the problem, it will become a problem, I promise you.
It'll get bigger.
Yes. If you focus on the solutions, what can I do today? Every minute of the day, how can I fix this? How can I promise for every problem there is a solution. Mm-hmm. You will find it if you focus there. But if you're focused in the wrong places, you're in trouble.
I've got a tip. I hope you agree with me. I'm looking at you out the corner of my eye here. Okay.
I don't.
Job seekers, guys, listen. What you do, you do. You didn't do it in the past. When you go into an interview, don't talk about it in the past tense. You still know how to be a project manager. You still are a full stack developer. Talk about it in that sense. Show your teeth. Show that you're excited. Yes. Show your passion.
Yeah.
Guys,
Passion's
about
good.
what it is you do.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll shut up.
You don't have to shut up. I love it when you drop your little job father wisdom on the table.
Knowledge drop, lessons taught.
Y'all should have brought your mic.
Yeah. Drop that mic.
Oh, that mic.
Oh, that would have been bad in here.
To tie in or piggyback on what Foster, well, really what we all have been saying, I say this at Frisco Connect, which is, worry about what you can control. Mm-hmm. And don't worry about the rest. It's not going to do any good anyway.
No, good at all.
Right? Just if you worry about what you can control and you're managing that, the rest will work itself out.
Exactly.
And what are those two things that you can control?
The two things that you can really control are your activity and your attitude.
Activity and attitude.
There's 2 A's. Oh,
yep.
My goodness.
So if both of those are north of positive, you'll be good.
And going back to what I was saying about getting up early, I think that's super important. If you got up early for your last job, when you were working, you got up early to go to work and, battle the traffic and all that kind of stuff. You got up early. Why wouldn't you do that when you're searching too? Are you going to get up
treat it like a job?
At 10 a.m. You're going to wake up and just roll out of bed and just get to your computer and submit an application in the black hole? Or are you going to actually take action? Take this job search as an opportunity, because for a lot of people, they weren't happy at their last job. Mm-hmm. That may be a reason why they got let go, is because you get complacent sometimes.
And sourpuss.
Your comfort zone.
Yeah, well, you get comfortable, and maybe you were working there for 10 years and 15 years, and you just get complacent.
Yes.
Okay, you're not passionate anymore. You lost that spark. And so the company saw that, and they were like, well, we need the money anyway, so bye-bye.
Yeah.
And they let you go, right? Well, now, get to work. Find your passion.
Yeah.
Go find it.
Is that a cup full of passion right there?
Cup full of passion right here.
A cup full of passion.
I was wondering what you were looking at. I was like, did you run out of water or something? Do you need
Our
something else?
official coach of the Career Search Network. And guys, it's a big old network. We know that it's the largest job seeker network in the United States. We know that. So our official coach is Jane Ryan. She coaches people when you get up in the morning to have a time of reflection. During that
Yes.
time of reflection, be thankful for the things that you have, the blessings, and then pray on that. And then start your day.
I love it. I think that's great advice.
Yep, and work it.
So
Search for work.
Search for work.
something that I want to plug is something I'm actually creating as we speak. Not 100% on the name of it, but I think I'm going to call it the Who You Know University. I'm creating an online course for job seekers, and something that's super important for me is their feedback. I need it more than any time. I need it now. I need to know, what are your challenges? What are the things that you're struggling with? Where do you need the help? Because I'm going to go find the content and deliver the content and create the content and create a course so that they can go from A to Z, right? And this is going to take me a little while to create it.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm passionate about, and I want job seekers to be able to take that course and get the content that they actually need.
How do you want them to send this to you, their struggles?
Send it into whoyouknowshow@gmail.com.
That's
You
easy.
can just send it into
That's
yep.
YA.
Who,
YA.
yeah, that's YA.
Who you know.
guys, yeah.
Who you know.
whoyouknowshow@gmail.com, and that way, I can start creating more content, because I know what I have to deliver, but there may be something that maybe I don't know, right? That they need help
You?
with. No, I'm not an expert at everything.
He can
right?
create it and I'll edit it.
Well, it's not even about that.
And I'll
It's not about
oversee
that.
it.
I'll spell check it.
It's not about that, Mark. It has nothing to do if I spell a word wrong. I want to know what they actually need so that I can deliver content around what they need.
Exactly.
Because I know what I'm good at, but maybe that's only 50% of what they need. Maybe they need another 50% that I'm not good at, so I can go find that, create that, learn that, and make a full course from A to Z.
I love that. I love that you're doing
That's a
that.
wonderful idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea for sure. So let's go back to the interview process. We were talking a little bit about that and talking about, first of all, attitude. What are some other things that the candidates can do as they're interviewing to help them be successful in that interview process?
Love that. Well, first thing that they could do is go practice. Go practice your interviews.
Practice interview team.
Yeah, there's a service here called Pit Crew.
Okay.
It's the practice interview team.
Every
and
Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Every Wednesday. And it's another free resource they can go plug into, and they could actually take that job description to the Pit Crew, and they will have a panel of interviewers who will fire questions at them. And I always recommend two things. First of all, go observe first, because it's not only they're doing the interview, but they have like a whole room of people watching
Okay.
and observing. So you might be a little nervous.
Gotcha.
So go observe first. Go watch and see the experience, but then get engaged. Go do it for yourself, because there's nothing like getting punched in the face that helps you
Dodge the
learn
next
how to
Exactly.
duck and bob and weave,
I
right?
love that you guys do that, because so many times, we coach our candidates for and prep them for their interviews with our clients, but I don't think we're near, and I don't think we can be as brutally honest as probably this group can,
Right.
I love
because
it.
we're still maintaining a
And they're
relationship with
brutally
them.
honest.
I have an
yes.
idea for another show.
Oh boy!
You want to hear it?
Yeah. You want to give everybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna just throw it out there.
Just throw it out there.
No, I have an idea for a show. It's
Okay.
pretty cool. You watch The Voice,
Yeah.
right? So have 3 recruiters or hiring managers that are not facing.
Oh, I
Okay,
see. where
so
this is
they're
going.
facing around, and they don't get to see them.
Yeah.
They ask the questions, and then if they like them, they hit the button and flip their seat around, right? And
I want to be one of the judges.
You
on
like that?
Yes.
Isn't that a cool
Yeah.
idea?
Love it.
We need to do that. That's the next
a good
show.
idea.
Call
It is.
Simon Cowell.
And they need to be brutally honest. Because in order for it to be a show, there will
Yeah.
have to be an entertainment side of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So you'll have to
Yeah.
have some bad interviews that are funny,
Yeah.
that make the show funny, that people actually want to watch it.
Right.
But people can still learn from the bad interviews. That's where the gold is.
I'll probably be Simon Cowell.
And you'll just dig into them,
I will.
right?
I'll be like the.
You
yeah.
are. You're good at bringing it straight the way it is. You are.
And then we need to have there needs to be a floor that opens up.
Yeah.
If they're bad, then you press the button and they drop
Oh yes.
down and
Yes, I love it.
into like sludge.
This is just getting better and
A
better.
pool of sharks.
Okay, that's just wrong.
Yeah, that just.
But that's
come on.
corporate America.
Oh, Foster.
Yeah.
Mic
I
drop
said
again.
it. I said it. I worked for you guys for years.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I just looked at the time.
What's the time?
We're getting
Time to get in.
we got a couple more questions we're
Okay,
going to ask,
all right.
but I could not believe that this has gone by so fast. Okay, so we talked about the career transitioning workshop.
Yep.
Your group in South Lake, what's it called?
South Lake Focus Group.
Yep.
Okay, and it meets every...
It meets every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock at 185 South Whitechapel Boulevard, you guys. It's at the Whitechapel United Methodist Church. We were there this morning.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, so we've got all right, I'm giving
Frisco Connect.
Frisco Connect
Yep.
is when?
That's kind of our home base.
Yep. Every first and third Tuesday at Stonebriar Community Church, Frisco, Texas. And that's also where we do, it's at 9 a.m., that's also where we do, with the Who You Know show, we give out free professional headshots.
That's what I wanted you to talk about.
Yes.
That is huge.
It is huge.
That is huge.
If you go online right now and just type in Google, what does a headshot cost?
Oh, I know.
Anywhere from $100, $200. It just depends, right?
$500 or $600.
We give them out for free, okay? You just come, free 99.
Free 99.
I got that on me today. Just come, go to Frisco Connect, get to meet us, right? There's a lot of resources there. And then you get you a free headshot so you can update your LinkedIn profile, but not only your LinkedIn. Okay,
but that's important.
It is important.
That one is the most important.
If you're on social media and you're a job seeker, this is branding. We talked about branding yesterday. Your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook, anything digitally, I don't care what you're on, it needs to be the same picture so that when that recruiter types in your name, it's uniform. Okay, now, and you don't have 18 different pictures. Then you're trying to figure out, is this?
And it's a current picture.
And current.
Oh, good. Good point.
You don't want to catfish anybody.
Mine.
You don't. You guys know what that?
Yes.
You don't want to catfish anybody
Very
where they look like me, and then you bring them in, and they're really him.
Yeah. Now that's a real twist, isn't it?
That's catfishing.
Yes.
My profile picture looks like this. You bring them in for an interview, and Foster shows
and Mia Marks is up there.
You don't want to do that.
And I'm like, oh, hello.
Oh, wow. Mark can do that. I can't.
Wow.
It's so funny that you bring that up because it plays so well into the interviews that I had this morning with Fox Radio about social media and how important it is and not posting stuff up there too. So let's just talk about that for just a second because it's like for 4 hours that's all I talked about this morning.
Okay.
Do you talk to your people when you're coaching them about what not to post on social media?
Yes. So
and about locking it down?
So the sensitive topics in life are usually politics, religion, finance, okay? So you definitely, even finance, you don't want to be going on there talking about, man, I can't make my car payment because I'm out of a job. Leave that stuff, right? You just want to be posting and commenting and liking positive content.
Yes.
No verbal
I have a
vomiting.
suggestion. Number one, if your Facebook profile is not locked down, go ahead and lock it down now.
Absolutely.
Number two, a lot of people aren't aware that there's the Facebook pages. And so if you have a personal profile, that can be your private space for your friends and your family.
Yep.
And then you can create a Facebook page, as a business.
Yep.
You're your business. You're selling.
You're branding yourself.
You're yourself.
Yes.
You're your product. You're selling yourself to recruiters.
Yep.
Uniform photos.
Yep, uniform photos, and that's your public space where you can interact with companies on Facebook.
Well, it's also cool because you can create videos and you can create content about what you do. Like if you're in HR, you make HR-related posts and videos. And then what you do is on that Facebook page, you could actually invite all your friends and family to come like your business page. And so that's just a kind of like a way to get the word out.
Yep.
Because it's super important that people know that you're looking. Because you never know who they know. It's all about who you know.
And I have one thing to add to locking down your post.
Yeah.
You need to, especially if you're job seeking, change your settings so that if anybody tags you in a post, you have to approve it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to get out there.
Yeah,
so I have, guys, I'm so sorry. We are so running out of time. And I have our 3 VIP questions that I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I'm only going to ask each of you one, and I get to choose
Who's V, who's I, and who's P?
You're going to be V.
I'll be V.
You're going to be V. So, if you were one of the first colonists on Mars,
Oh, man.
you
Oh,
were
not one of
chosen.
those
Yeah, I don't want to see what you're thinking about.
Oxygen.
What 3 people or 3 things would you take with you?
I would take myself. I'd take Casey Hasten.
Ooh, I get to go to Mars. I've been waiting for that one.
That was a good one, wasn't it? And I would take Trevor because Trevor is my millennial technology friend that knows how to tie everything up and in.
He might be able to get us home if we need to come home, right?
I would bring MacGyver so we could get us the heck out of there.
That's awesome. Okay, Mark.
Yes.
I.
And this
Okay.
worked out really well because you've already kind of answered this. What is one thing you do to start your day that sets you up for success?
Well, having 3 young boys,
How old are they?
that is a little complicated. 5, and then I have one that's turning 3 next month, and then one that's turning 1.
Oh, you don't
next
sleep
month.
much, do you?
I was up at 4:30 this morning with a crying 2-year-old. So one thing that sets me up, I think, is when I wake up and I think I'm going to make this a great day. Mm-hmm. Like, I forget who that was. It was in a movie, and I think he said when he wakes up, he claps his hands and says, "Today is going to be a great day." I can't remember what movie that was.
It wasn't a movie. It was Roger Sipe, Train Your Brain. He's like a business coach.
Okay.
And we went to his course. That's exactly right. He said as soon as that alarm clock goes off, you literally you count to 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and you get
jump
up
out of bed.
and you clap your hands. And you say today's going to be a great day. You just get the heck out of bed. Don't sit there.
It's kind of like Mel Robbins.
You
Are y'all
have to
familiar with that, the 5-second rule?
Get out of bed.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just backwards. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, up. You always have to put an action with it.
Mine
So
is a
that's
little
why
different though. I 1, 2, 3 get the coffee.
I like coffee too.
Yeah, so
I like
that is-
coffee
that is
too.
my routine every morning. I make the
Smoothie
coffee
King.
for the
Sorry,
family,
it's got to
so,
be a Smoothie King. It's got to
but
be
yeah,
a
that
chocolate
is
thing.
that's one of the things that I'm always a glass half full kind of person. Like I usually am fairly positive. I think most of the time.
The bear.
Mine is half full. Yours is half empty. You drink all your passion, but I love staying positive. I mean, I like to think that there's always a silver lining. There's always a good aspect to any situation. So I think that it's not something that I get up doing. I think that it's just maybe something that I've trained myself to look for is what's the positive aspect of this situation. So.
I love that. Are you ready?
Yeah, shoot. Let's go.
If your life's work was being summarized in a news article,
Ooh.
what would the headline be?
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah,
The news article would be
just the headline.
I know what mine would be.
Just the headline.
the headline.
Yeah,
Mine too.
I may let you all answer.
Trevor Houston helps job seekers. Who you know network finds job seekers find their passion. I don't know. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Help them find their passion. That's my passion is helping other people's find theirs.
I think that's a good one.
That's
Talking
my
about your
passion.
passion. That's the word that you guys use quite a bit in your
Yeah, it is
seminars.
our
In the
keyword.
workshop.
It's our
Yeah,
keyword.
it's our
We give
keyword.
out points for that. Passion.
I'm going to start calling in.
You do? Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
What can I spend the points on? Okay, Foster, what's your headline? You said you knew what it was.
What my headline was?
Yeah.
The Job Father.
Oh yes, of course, the job father. Duh.
Scotch Korean saves jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Ooh.
Really?
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 Trevor Houston lowers unemployment rate
Oh, that's a good one.
That's an impactful.
That's a
We
good
have
by
a winner.
50%.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa. Winner, chicken dinner.
Can we pick these
Popeye.
mics up and drop them?
I don't think they'll let us do that.
They're out of
Just
shape.
toss the
Toss
table.
the whole table.
Yeah, no.
All right, guys. Seriously, now we've gone over. So I always have so much fun with you guys. I'm so glad I got to spend the
Yes.
last 2 days
Thanks
with you.
for having
I'm going to
us
have to
with
make
you.
something up so that we can spend some more time together.
Hey.
That's right. Hey, no excuses needed. No excuses needed.
Well, I have one last thing to say to you guys.
Where we're going to lunch? Where?
You are all VIPs.
Oh, see it? It's right there.
And that's a wrap for today. Join us next week here on the We Are VIP podcast. We'd love to know how we can help you be a VIP. To find out more, log on to wearevip.com.